Good morning, guys. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for waiting. Y'all, I've been so exhausted today, and I've been traveling for the last couple days. I don't know if any of you have seen, but I really haven't been posting anything because I have been all over the place, traveling, doing things. And so anyways, I'm finally home. I got home really late last night. And this morning I was like, oh, I might as well just cancel it because I just don't feel well. I'm all like this. But I was like, that's not what it's about. I just still want to see all these people and talk with you. Good morning. Thank you for showing up. I'm so sorry I'm late. Like I was saying, I'm just exhausted, but I'm so happy to be here and to be doing this. And yesterday I had the opportunity to teach several wonderful women at a Bible study about self-control and self-discipline. And so I thought today would be a wonderful day to talk about that. So I got asked to teach this Bible study like last week, just last minute. They're like, hey, we would love to have you up and have you do this Bible study for us. Will you read this book? So anyways, I start doing it. I start reading this book, and there's quite a lot to it, but it was so wonderful. And I thought I need to be sharing these things with my viewers, the people that, come together every week. So today we're going to be talking about, I read this book called Living Fit, and it was by the pastor of my old church. And so, or the head pastor of my old church. And so today I'm just going to kind of talk about a few of the concepts. Good morning. A few of the concepts that I talked about because I think it's so important for every aspect of our lives. So the overall concept of this book called Living Fit is just learning how to make your spiritual life fit so that every aspect of your life is fit. Right. And that's kind of what my Best New Self ministries, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help people become spiritually fit, emotionally, physically, making themselves the best version of themselves that they absolutely can be. I mean, that is my heart for others. And so when I was reading this book, I thought there's so much that I would love to share. Thank you for the hearts, guys. So the first thing that I was talking about is being spiritually fit. So I was talking about like 1 Thessalonians 5:23, and it says we do not have the power, basically saying we don't have the power sometimes to make ourselves the best us, right? So like we are trying to be the best version of ourselves every single day. That's what we ultimately desire. I don't think anybody this morning, is probably thinking, I don't desire to be good. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be any better. I think I'm just good with being me today. And so ultimately, us wanting to do that, if we have a relationship with Christ, we can't do that on our own, right? We cannot live a good life or do things on our own. Because think about the things that you struggle with. Like for me, I struggle with so many things, but I really struggle with not just wanting to eat what I want and being self-disciplined when it comes to working out, eating, doing my quiet times. I'm just not a very self-disciplined person. And so self-discipline for me is just something I struggle with. Good morning. There's a priority each week. Oh, I love that. Thank you so much. This is my priority too. And that's why today I am here. Even though I don't feel my best, I'm going to be here for you guys because you make me so happy. But basically, I was just trying to say that I am so bad at discipline. I'm so bad at telling myself that I need to do something and actually following through. I don't know if you've dealt with that, but I know that's what I struggle with. I can sit here and know that I don't need to do something. I can know that I don't need to, eat this food or, insert whatever it is that you shouldn't do, but I still do it. I have that weakness, whereas some people, like my best friend Holly, can just be like, no, I'm just not going to do it. It's just easy for her, but it's not easy for me. And so I really liked how this book was talking about, the only way that you can change these things about yourself is through divine intervention. It is through God helping you do it. And I know that, but I haven't really applied it. And I've talked a lot about my transformational period. And if you haven't read about or listened to my transformational period, I have it as an IGTV video that I would love for you to watch because it's basically just my testimony. But basically that's kind of my testimony. I've never just dedicated everything to God and said, God, no matter what, I will follow you. No matter what, I will, and if I don't like it, if I don't want to do it right now, I'm going to follow you. And so it took me 2 years like living by myself, having to really depend on God in every aspect of my life for me to start becoming disciplined, for me to start becoming self-reliant, being able to not need someone else to make me happy, to not have to call a friend so I wouldn't have to be alone, but learn how to actually be in solitude but not be lonely. They learn how to be not date anyone but still be happy. There's so much to learn in learning how to be alone. And I feel like it's something that we can't quite get all the time with others. We have to learn to be self-disciplined. We have to learn discipline in general. I think the book said that discipline is doing what we don't want to do, doing the right thing even though we don't want to do it. And I love that definition because truly, we so often don't want to do the things that are right for us, the things that are best for us. We just want to go along with the flow or do whatever everybody else is doing, or, this is my habit, this is what I typically do. And so we don't want to be self-disciplined because it's not fun. But I can tell you, during my transformational period, being by myself a lot, but learning how to get up in the morning and do my quiet time and write in my journal and live for like Sundays and Wednesdays, go to church and work out. I learned how to work out during that period. I learned how to cook healthy. I learned how to be hospitable. I started inviting church friends over to my house and cook for them because I really didn't have a whole lot of friends, because all my friends were just at a different stage of life and I couldn't really hang out with them at that point. Not that you can't be friends with people that are, like, for the time, I was choosing not to go out and drink. I don't think that drinking is a bad thing. I don't think that going out's a bad thing. I really don't at all. But the issue was, at the time, I wasn't strong enough to make good decisions in those situations. At the time, I was going to drink too much, or at the time, I was going to stay out too late and not be responsible the next day. Whereas now, if I have a glass of wine or if I do something or a drink, I can have one and be fine. I don't have to have those things. But I needed to learn that self-discipline. I needed to learn how to say, no, I can't do that, or I don't need that right now. Not because, and this is something that I think is important, not because we're just like, oh, I'm a good Christian person, so I shouldn't drink. That's not what I'm talking about at all. What I'm talking about is knowing what causes you to not do your best. So like for me, I know if I stay out late, like last night, I got in at like 1 something in the morning because I was traveling. Right, so I know that today I'm going to be sluggish. I know today I'm going to struggle with this. I'm going to struggle with getting up and doing the things I want to do. But back in the day, I wasn't just traveling because I was doing good things. I was going out, I was partying, I was doing all this stuff. And again, it's not the principle of partying. It's the principle of, is it the right time? Is it going to help you? Are you going to be able to do the things that you want to do tomorrow? And that's what I think self-discipline is really important, because self-discipline is what's going to help us say no. Self-discipline was what later I could go out with friends and be like, oh, guys, I'm just going to have one drink or not even drink at all, but I'll hang out with y'all for a little bit, but I have to be home by 11. I have to be. And I love you guys. I'll give you Uber money if I need to, but I'm going home. And it wasn't anything against them. It was me just trying to be the best version of myself that I possibly could. And in time, if you think about all the times that you do the right thing, think about all the times, like the moments that you've chosen not to do that one thing, whatever it is for you. Whatever it is for you that you say, okay, I'm not going to do that today. Instead, I'm going to go ahead and eat healthy today. Or I'm going to go to church even though I'm tired. Or I'm going to spend time. You always feel so much better, right? You feel so much happier with yourself. You feel like you can feel that you're doing the right thing. And I believe that's the Holy Spirit in us saying, you are doing this right. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. Not that other stuff. That other stuff will make you happy in the moment, but it's not longevity-wise gonna help you. And when we start spending time with God and making Him priority, we'll start seeing that. We'll start seeing our transformational process as a process. It will take time, so I may not be able to be the best version of me tomorrow. But in time, I'm going to be able to start seeing the self-discipline me happening. And I'm going to be so happy because then I'm going to see a difference. I'm going to see that I have purpose. The more disciplined we are, I feel like the more we can see our purpose. Right? We can start seeing the things that we need to be doing. We can start living the way that we need to live in order for God to use us. If God knows that we just can't be self-disciplined at all, Not that he doesn't want to use us, but it's going to be a lot harder for him to put us in a situation where he can utilize us, where he can use us to our best potential if he knows that we're not ready because we're not self-disciplined enough to do it. I know for a fact, like, I didn't win Miss Arkansas USA or Miss Arkansas, whatever, the years that I did, because I wasn't responsible enough. I couldn't have done it. I wouldn't have made my grades in grad school. I guess I technically wouldn't be in school if I did that, but I wouldn't have been the woman that I needed to be until I won, because that was the first year that I was disciplined. I had held a job, 9-to-5 job, really like a 7-to-6 job, because I was a teacher. If you're a teacher, you know what I mean. So like 7-to-6 job, I was finally used to doing what I was supposed to do. And that was the year that I won Miss Arkansas. And I know it was because God knew, now you're ready. Now you're ready to have this responsibility. You're going to hold it, and I'm going to be able to use you within it, because I know I can count on you. And I think that's one of the most important things about self-discipline. It's not just about us. It's not just about achieving what we want, or being able to wake up early and work out so that we can get skinny, or we can do whatever. It's truly about saying, God, when I gave you my life, I said, I'm giving you all of me. It says, love your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. That's every aspect of you. That's including your body. That's including your mind. That's including your will. That's giving everything, and however he wants you to live. I'm going to be self-disciplined enough to do it, right? I feel like that is showing ultimate love for God. Saying, God, I will be self-disciplined so that you can use me. One of my favorite people to talk about in the Bible is David, and how self-disciplined he was. Although he did make one really big mistake that if you read the Bible, if you read his story, I won't go into that fully, but that showed his non-self-disciplinedness. I guess you could say, I don't know if that's a word. Showed that he wasn't self-disciplined. But it really showed me the way he lived his life. He didn't know how God was going to use him, right? He had no idea what was going to come in the future. But what he did know was that he was going to prepare himself. He was going to work. He was going to prepare and do whatever he needed to and be a self-disciplined person in order to be used by him. And so that's what I feel like where I'm at today. I want to learn that self-discipline, that point in my heart where I say, God, this isn't what I want to do necessarily right now, but I know it's the right thing to do. I know it's what I need to do. And so therefore I'm going to do it. One thing that I told the girls yesterday, or the women yesterday in my Bible study that I led, was that, one of the things we need to do is write down our commitments. And so I guess that's where I want to take this today. If you're watching this and if this is your first time, welcome, hello. Glad you're watching Coffee and Convo. This is what we do each week. But if you've been here with me before, what I want you to do is I want you to write down your commitments to yourself and to God, the things that you want to do. I'm doing that right now. In this book that I read, that's what the author kind of did. He said, I will do this, I will do these things, and these are the reasons why. And the reason I say that is because if you think about a mission statement, what our mission statement or value statements, the reason for mission statements and value statements is so we remember what we want to be, what we're striving to be, so we don't forget and stop. Right? So we don't lose sight and start just doing our own thing. It's like that whole idea of, I'm eating healthy, I'm doing this healthy lifestyle, and then one day you kind of forget why you're doing it, or you're like, I don't feel like doing it anymore, and you kind of fall off, right? It's the same concept. But if you always remember, these are my commitments to myself, these are my commitments to God, and this is why I'm doing it. This is my why. If you can remember that, then you'll always go back to it. And I'm not talking about just write it and put it away. Write it and have it somewhere where you see it, where you remember it, where you live by it. I looked up online all these top companies, and all the ones that everyone loved working at, and the ones that people liked working at the most were the ones that stood by their mission statements, the one that knew their value statements, and they lived it. They didn't just say them, they lived it. They saw the values within everything. And I believe that's what we need in order to be self-disciplined. Because the only reason we'll be self-disciplined for God or for ourselves or whatever is if we know why we're doing it. If we've forgotten our purpose, then it's easy to fall off the tracks. So today I'm doing this, and I hope that you'll do it too, but I'm going to write a mission statement. Of course, it's going to take a while. I mean, mission statement isn't always written in one day. But writing a mission statement, writing your purpose, writing your commitments. If you don't know your purpose, that's okay. I think in time, you'll find it if you know your mission and you know what your commitments are. And by commitments, I mean that might be every single day I'm going to spend time with God. No matter what, I don't care if I'm on vacation. I don't care. I may not put a time limit on it, but I'm going to spend time with God and give him at least some point of my day, every single day, because I love him. He gave me life. I'm trying to be more like Jesus. That is why I'm doing this. I have to remember so I don't just fall off and say I don't feel like it today, right? So whatever your commitments are, I would love for you to write that down with me. Write down your mission statement so that you can find your purpose, know what you stand for, know what you're wanting to do, so that you can become your best self. That's where I'm at today. I'm wanting to become my best self, and I'm wanting to become a more disciplined, self-disciplined version of myself, because I know being self-disciplined will show God my love. It'll make my life, like the book said, more orderly. Things will fall into place because I have the basics right. You know when you feel like your life's not right, like whenever all the order is all shifted around, like you're not necessarily doing what you need to do, you're waking up late, or you're, not eating right. It seems like everything just keeps rolling, snowballing on itself, right? But with the weeks that we finally start doing the little things right, and we start seeing how everything starts falling into place, order starts happening, that is what I want to strive for. I know if I can get the basics right, other things will fall in line. So I hope that has helped you today. I hope you will also write your mission statements. I'm going to put kind of a helpful writing your mission statement, writing your commitments. I'm going to do that, I guess, Wednesday, either today or tomorrow, depending on when I can finish my blog. I wanted to write on self-control, and I would love to write something about a mission statement, have kind of a document that helps you. Just write down your mission statement, your commitments, and you can just have it out somewhere. Maybe you could frame it, whatever, so that you can live by that. Right? Because I need that. I need something to tell me, Helen, this is why you stand for what you stand for. What you're doing is so much better than this moment. Whatever you're wanting to do right now, let it go and live for the person you know you want to be. So thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Brooke. Thank you for saying that. Brooke is Be Tribal Fit, as y'all know. You should be actually getting a message from me today, because we finally set up our group me. So if you did Be Tribal Fit, you'll be getting a message. I'm so glad. Love this. Is my first time to tune in. Oh, thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you did. So I didn't say this at the beginning. I typically do. This is Coffee and Convo. We basically just talk about topics. So if you have a topic, please message me. I would love for you to tell me so I could just tell you whatever I think from a biblical perspective. And then on Saturdays, I go a little bit deeper onto sometimes the topic, sometimes a new topic. But this week, I'm going to try to go deeper into this topic. And then that will be more of like a Bible study. So I hope that you'll join me for that too, if this is your first time. Oh, I'm so glad that you needed this. I'm just going to scroll up and just see. I thought I saw a few more topics. My husband's easily influenced. He has a very addictive personality. Hey, I feel like we all do have addictive personalities, just for different things, So you can never say no to friends, even when it means hurting me. I'm so sorry about that. That's something I think that I've even struggled with, not with a spouse, but even just like with my friends or my parents. I mean, it's funny because I never really thought about hurting my parents. I was never really I was so, if you will, addicted to hanging out with my friends and going and doing and needing, that I never spent time showing my parents that I loved them. When I was old enough to drive, it was like I couldn't wait to get out of the house. I couldn't wait to leave. I couldn't wait to do something. When's the next this? What's the next that? And my parents just kind of felt like, are we not part of your life? Like I didn't invite them to things. I didn't really tell them about a lot of stuff. And it wasn't that I didn't love them. It was just that I separated the things. I separated, my parents and my friends. And I never thought about them together or me hurting somebody. But if that's the case, I am thinking, Andrew and I are doing are trying to make our own couples Bible study, and I will bring that up. I'll bring that up to Andrew and have him write something on that topic, because, as a wife, I think it's important that we love them. We learn to love our husbands no matter what, even when it's so hard, and I know that's a hard statement to follow. To be able to forgive them, be able to explain why we're upset rationally rather than getting angry. I know that's important for me. Andrew's always more willing to listen if I just come to him and say, this hurts me, versus in the moment yelling. I guess getting really emotional. But I'll talk to Andrew about that, so then see if he has some ideas for that. Maybe some topic or some advice he can give you, or maybe give your husband. So I hope that can help. I'm sorry I don't have the best answer for that. But you're so welcome for these videos. And let's see. I'm so glad you needed this. Thanks for the reminder. Love you. Thank you. I love all of you. Y'all are so amazing. I guess that's basically about it. Again, like I said, on Saturday, we'll be talking about the same topic, but we'll be doing it from a biblical standpoint. And then I'm going to be writing a blog this week in order to help you just kind of think of your mission statement and your purpose, so you know every day what you stand for. So I love you guys. I'm so glad that you look forward to this. I look forward to seeing all of you. I love you. I love seeing all the names that I recognize and all the new names popping up. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on Saturday. Bye, guys.